Heyo everybody, Haku here with this week's HaQ&A video where I'm going to answer your questions and comments and all that. And this week it looks like we're probably going to have a lot of Mahou Shoujo HaQ. Haku. I think we have a good amount of, we may have a good amount of The Walking Dead, I think, and as always we're probably going to have a lot of Tower of God. But I think once again we have a pretty good spread of different series. So yeah, before I get into those, yeah, I'm not gonna say like, I don't know. It's so hard. I don't really know how I want to say this. But you guys know I've always said this channel is about us enjoying and sharing and talking about the things we like and stuff like that with all these series. But with the importance of this election happening yesterday, I'm not going to say my personal opinions or beliefs or anything like that really, or try to influence you guys. Definitely no. I mean, that's all just, it's on you to do whatever you want. But I've got to say, I just see so many people just really freaking out and really overreacting. And I feel like no matter who won, either way it was going to go, it was such a close race that half the country was going to be upset either way. So really, I am sorry if you did lose this election, but I think that really you have to sort of take whatever circumstances you're in, just be a good person yourself and everything. I personally did not vote either Trump or Clinton because me personally, knowing the things that Trump has said and done and the things that Clinton has said and done, I couldn't personally bring myself to support either. But if you did, that's completely cool because different people have different values and opinions and things like that. So I just think that people need to calm down on blaming people or attacking people. It's just whoever won, even if it is not ideal for you, because I think it is not ideal for a lot of people, you just have to make the best of it. You have to make the best of your situation. Try to work together with people who don't think the same as you and things like that. So yeah, that's the main thing. I'm not going to get any deeper into it than that, other than saying, just be kind to others, no matter which side they're on, and sort of be willing to share ideas back and forth. And this election has just made people freak out so much and attack each other so much that I just want to say, calm down for a bit, guys. The sky isn't falling. Just calm down and work it out. Just work it out. Don't fight it out. Just talk things through. So yeah, now let's get into the actual questions. I'm sorry I didn't want to speak too long on that because I'm sure that most of you aren't interested, and I don't want to speak very much on that, honestly. But let's get into the actual comments. This one I wanted to discuss. Malu de Souza said a quote from one of my videos, "No one will use Bruxish." Sure. And no, I am sure. I'm completely serious. I still don't think anybody's going to be using Bruxish. Bruxish is a not very great design, honestly. And I think that there are a lot of objectively better Pokemon as well. So yeah, I don't think very many people, if any at all, will be really using Bruxish. Noah.02014 A/Z24 said, how do you think Viol will get on the train now that he's in this dilemma? I think personally that, like what we've seen in the most recent chapter of Tower of God, that he's just going to try to make a run for it if he doesn't talk to Karaka. I thought that he was going to talk to Karaka, but it seems like maybe Yuri will hold Karaka off, maybe. And I think a lot of us have talked back and forth a bunch saying that we think like Yuri and Evan traveling with Bomb, having high rankers travel with them, makes it seem like it's not as dangerous anymore. So maybe they're going to stay behind to hold off Karaka while his team gets on the train, and that'll deal with that problem, so we won't have to have the danger gone, and the danger will be back even stronger than ever, really. So I think that that, for me, is what I'm thinking about it. And they responded, that's pretty bad for Bomb, though, but he needs to get stronger on his own. And yeah, I agree. He needs to, we need to see some more of Bomb without Yuri there as potential backup. I think having a high ranker as powerful as Yuri, and especially Evan as backup, if they get into real trouble, does take a bit of the danger away. So without that backup there, I think I would prefer it. Future Guy 2045 said maybe Elaine left early to try to find a ticket to the Hell Train really fast. And I was like, I can only hope. I have lost most of my hope for Elaine joining us, but there's still that little sliver. I just feel like it's such a waste to have an off-screen goodbye with her and then not have her join us. Man, I am a little bit disappointed with what happened with Elaine there at the end. So Cycle 113 said, I described Tower of God as kind of Hunter x Hunter mixed with Game of Thrones for Season 1, and if people know those series, it makes it easy for them to fill them in on the general vibe of the show. And if you're starting a new anime series, you should totally watch Gintama. It starts off slow but becomes incredible after most of the character introduction episodes are finished. Personally, it's my favorite series. And yeah, I think a couple of my friends say that Gintama is their favorite series. It's just, for me, it's just such a long series that it feels a little bit daunting to start. But since it is one of those big, more iconic series, I guess, really, I think since it's a bigger series, I likely will read and or watch it one day, but I don't think it'll be soon. Anime Watcher said it'll take about 25 episodes before anybody watching Gintama would be really enjoying the show. I'm on like the 48th episode and it's already my third favorite anime, and I recommend skipping the first 2 episodes because they're anime originals that don't make sense unless you've seen most of the show. Okay, we'll keep in mind. Okay, so next up, Latroy's View said that I believe Eugene will hurt or kill Andrea. I also think Sanctuary will help Rick in the end with the war. And Chris XP beat me to asking, why do you think Eugene would hurt or kill Andrea? And Latroy said that I think he looks sinister on the issue cover, and he's been planning stuff behind Rick's back with the girl on the radio. And again, Chris answered before I got to it, said he hasn't really been planning stuff, they've just been bonding, and I'm not sure how he looks sinister on the cover, or how looking sinister on the cover concludes to a desire to harm Andrea. I feel like they involved him on the cover because he was affected by the whispers in an impactful way since he lost Rosita. Eugene has no way or no reason to betray the chain of communities. And yeah, while I think it's a totally possible theory, I don't see it. I don't see Eugene betraying them. Again, like I said, totally possible. I welcome all theories, but I feel like for that to happen, it would have to take a really specific situation, like Stephanie's group showing up and Andrea trying to kill her, and then Eugene stepping in. Like, it would take a really specific situation for that. This is one of the funny ones that I sent a screenshot of it to my friend, and we were just laughing and joking around about. One Era Hutape, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, said, give the picture in all capital letters, and I just said, picture of what? And that was 5 days ago, and they didn't answer, so I don't know what picture they want, guys. Let's move on. Gal Anonym, oh man, I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, said, just found your channel, man, looking for anybody reviewing good or just reading Tower of God. Keep up the good work. I really hope you'll get more subscribers. Thank you so very much. I hope I do too. But seriously, just thank you so much. And I said that there used to also be 2 other channels doing Tower of God, or I guess 3 other ones, but none of them have posted in months, like 5 months or so. So I guess all the channels are dead. They all quit. So for right now, it seems like I'm all alone with Tower of God covering it on the channel. But I really wish there were more, because for the other ones that covered it, I liked, after I put up my live reaction and review and stuff, I like to go and watch theirs. And now it's like I make my own, and I'm like, man, I don't get to watch theirs. So I do miss it. I hope someday soon we get some more subs and stuff, and I maybe wish some others were reviewing Tower of God and stuff. So yeah, and also thanks so much and welcome to our little community here on YouTube. They said, looking forward to it. There's so much cool stuff coming with the next few chapters of Tower of God, and at the same time you keep catching up to more manga like Boku no Hero Academia, for example. Great decision. Think there's going to be some more people subscribing on your channel. P.S. I'd personally recommend reading Tokyo Ghoul, but you'd have to focus It keeps getting more and more complicated. Or Kingdom, the history of uniting China is epic as fuck. And also, sorry, my language skills don't exist. What I write may be hard to understand sometimes. And no, your English was perfect. If English is your second language, that was very good. Like, that was like pretty much perfect English. So yeah, if it's your second language especially, man, you doing good at the English game. But I was like, no worries. And really thank you for the compliments as well. But Kingdom is on the list of series to read, because you guys know Kingdom was the first, or if you've been around a while, Kingdom was the first channel that or the first manga that I thought about doing for the read-throughs on the channel. And I decided to do 12 Beast instead, and then after that I decided on My Hero Academia, but Kingdom's still on the list. Tokyo Ghoul I think maybe as well, and if it's not I'll throw it up there. I watched the anime. I thought the anime was alright, but yeah, I thought the anime was alright, really. So the way, also, I wanted to throw in here, for those of you that don't know, the way the read-throughs and stuff for the channel actually work are that every time somebody in the comments recommends a series, I write it down, and then as soon as we finish one and catch up to it or whatever, if it's finished or if it's ongoing or whatever, then I'll start another one. First off, I picked 12 Beast to do, and I caught up to it, and I liked it so much that I was like, I'm gonna keep doing live reaction and reviews whenever the new chapter comes out. And then Boku no Hero Academia was second up, and the reason we're still only on our second one is because we just started doing this in like August, and Boku no Hero Academia is pretty long. We're like 20-some chapters in. Yeah, that's how the read-throughs are going, and once we catch up to Boku no Hero Academia, I'll pick another one to do read-throughs of every weekend, and depending on how much I like it, which right now I'm really liking it, so I think I will pick it up for live reactions and reviews every week. So yeah, I'll probably do that every week once we catch up to it. Then they said, Boku no Hero Academia is indeed quite long and definitely worth it. It's one of those new era shonens with the potential to be some of the best of. And if you eventually read Tokyo Ghoul, don't try to continue after the anime finale. And they just explained that the anime is really different from the manga, and yeah, I've definitely heard that already and everything. But again, thank you for the information and trying to help out. Anime Watcher said, I got nothing to say except asking you, what's your favorite fictional power and why? I can't say what my favorite fictional power is. Don't worry, you'll know sooner or later than sooner. For me, my favorite fictional power is like immortality or regeneration, because it seems like such a boring power, but to me, no other power really matters if you're bound by death. So, immortality or regeneration. Immortality is what I seek. Would say, what's his, Arpeggio from the third Sly Cooper game. Man, I love those games. Okay, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, because I am likely going to pronounce your name wrong. Nlana Shep Motem... Nlanla Shep Motombeni. Okay, think that may have been your name. It reminds me of Mikakuna de Shinkohe. Mokele Mombembe. Okay, he said, Yo, Haku, digging the videos, man. Add some background music, though. It'll kill the dead space. Thank you so much for the suggestion. Thank you so much for the compliments as well. And I have actually thought about the background music as well. But just for me personally, I don't really like background music. Like when I'm watching other people's videos for a live reaction or a review in the style that I do them, the background track a lot of the times makes it seem cheaper or amateur. And like the only one I've seen that uses a background track with this type of video that I really do like the way they do it is King of Lightning. So yeah, most of them I don't like the backing track, and there are channels with hundreds of thousands of subs that do videos like this with no backing track, so it's not like something I need to do to get bigger, to move my videos to the next level or anything. But yeah, I do like the suggestion, but I don't think I'm going to be adding backing music to the reactions or reviews. But that said, there are some discussions and top 10s and stuff like that that I might put music in, because I think it fits that kind of video better. And I've been thinking a while of making like an outro screen to put at the end. I'm not very good at art or anything, so it would take me a while to make or anything. But just thinking of like a 30-second outro screen or 15-second outro screen to put at the end of my videos saying like, comment, subscribe, whatever, so that I don't have to say like, comment, subscribe, and whatever. And if I do that, I'll have some sort of music track that'll fade in and play during the outro screen. I'd like to do that more than an intro. Again, intros are another thing that if you have them and if you do them right, good, but I don't think it would really work for me very well. Anime Watcher said, if All Might is that powerful in his present state, imagine how powerful he was in his prime. That's a scary image to imagine. Also the author. Man, I tried to say it twice, and also and author just kept getting jumbled together. Also the author, Horikoshi, has a hand fetish, so I'd imagine it'd give him a tingly feeling every time he draws Shigaraki. Yo, I like Shigaraki's design a lot, though. And I laughed and I said, that may also be why Suyu has giant hands. That could be a thing. Jericho 2 Alone said, awesome video. Thank you a ton, Jericho. Tony John is talking about... they were just saying that I'm going to avoid spoilers and things to sort of... I don't know, I guess sort of generalize this. But they were saying that for the most recent episode that I reviewed of Mahou Shoujo Isekai Haku, that one character killed another character, and when they did, I was saying, they were saying that in the light novel, it doesn't really show the fight. They just have a skip and you find out that they died, and there was different stuff, and a lot of the character development doesn't happen in the main story. It's short stories from different volumes. So with the anime, like I said, they're trying to make them seem more than one-dimensional, and even if they're not doing it the best, they're really trying to develop the characters more. And yeah, I understood what you were getting at, and yeah, I'll probably... Honestly, because of how many people keep talking about the light novels and how many people are interested, I might read the light novels and do reviews of them or something once the anime ends. Because it seems like there are a lot of fans coming to my channel for the anime that have already read the light novels. So if any of you guys know where to get the light novels, whether you can buy them officially or if you have to read translations online, if any of you know where to find them, that'd be cool too. Noir30891 said, this series about Mahou Shoujo Isekai Haku doesn't make you feel feelsy. That was never the point, to get attached to the characters. You can like some of them, but if you don't, move on. There are 80 plus magical girls. Eventually you'll find one you like at some point. I get attached to a lot. The series' main atmosphere is that anyone can die at any time. There's no such thing as main characters, and who will survive at the end. Liking some of the characters is for these episodes where there's some flashbacks come from. These are characterization and exploration stories for the characters. They're best experienced after you read the main story, though, because reading the episodes makes you look at the characters and their actions in a different light and makes you appreciate some of them. Also, the stories are important because the magical girl's skill is a reflection of their self. The author can't slack off in creating characters due to the setting. The anime is adding some of the parts from the episodes which aren't normally in the main story. So yeah, I agree that they could have done that part a lot better than just adding them at the beginning. Edit, Fav, and QB are nothing alike. For example, Fav lies a lot. And yeah, I would say the focus is on the progression of story rather than development of characters, like you said. And that's a bit of a double-edged sword. Like, while you don't care as much about the characters and their deaths aren't as impactful to the series, it makes the story more unpredictable and it keeps anybody from getting too much plot armor. So I like that they're mixing in the backstories, like you said, and I feel like for the anime, if they just did the main story and didn't mix in the backstories, I don't think it would work as well. I think it might be a bit empty. And then they said, teach their own, but getting to know them later on worked surprisingly well if they managed to make a good impression. Also, the first arc has this problem, which is why the group has a lot of side stories. The next arcs are far longer, twice the page count, and the author can balance both characters and plot a bit better. So season 2 will be better if there is one. So that I'm excited for. I hope there is a season 2 because I'm really enjoying this, and everybody talking about the light novels makes me think that it is a really good series and I really want to read forward. Of course, once the anime ends. I want the anime stuff to be a surprise and then I'll read afterward. Anime Lover 22 said when the one character before killed the one character before, the point was that it was supposed to look like a truck accident as how bad she beat her up, but the actual truck was an anime only scene, and yeah, well, in that case, I kind of think they should have left the truck scene out and just had her beat, and like just had the one character beat the other one to more of a pulp. And they said, plus Kyubey is kind of bad, but the logical type of bad, and Fav is more of a sociopathic one. And yeah, I think the Kyubey and Fav similarities are really superficial. They're there, but they're kind of just superficial. They're not really deep similarities. And I was just saying that the author would be best to avoid making Fav too much like Kyubey, because it's a character you can't really reproduce that well and not seem like a ripoff. And do better. I think it would be hard to make a better Kyubey than Kyubey. Yeah. Okay. Then Andrea Zapita said, R.I.P. Okay. Can't read the two that died. They did change some things, but I'm okay with it. Yeah, I thought the episode looked awesome. R.I.P. to those two characters. Then they also said, I wish they would show us more about their lives as well. Hardcore Alice's new waifu. And I love seeing the characters in real life. I want so much more of that. I could do a whole just set of OVAs about their real life stories. And already, I love Alice already. I really like it. Totally metal. Also, Andrea Zapita said, and I'm really excited about this, that they're going to sell CDs for the characters, where the characters are going to sing a song, and they said their favorite songs from the previews you can listen to so far are Nemarines and Ripple and Top Speeds, and also Ruler and Swim Swim Song, and they can't wait to hear the others. And I think that's really awesome, because and thank you for letting me know about that, because I love they did that with Monmusu. The same studio, Lerche, that's making Mahou Shoujo Isekai Kaku, made Monmusu, the anime, and they released like from the 6 main girls, they released 2 songs each, which are all I really love. Then one, I think they did the one song, the opening that's sung by all 6 of the, that's sung by the 6 main characters. And then they also did another song sung by those 6, and then they had the ending sung by MON and another song sung by MON, which is fire. They have 2 songs from the lore of the series, the A&M 48 songs. They have each of the 4 Mon girls, MON girls, they got their own song, and we had the 6 different versions of the opening sung by the 6 different main characters. So if we get a bunch of songs released like that from Mahou Shoujo Isekai Kaku, that'd be really cool, because that's one of my favorite things, is just the depth of what they did for Monmusu. I didn't like the Monmusu anime that much, but I love all the different stuff they did for it. Andrea Zapita said, I hate Fav so much. I don't hate Kyubey at all after reading the novel. And yet, Kyubey for me is sympathetic in the way that he's technically doing his bad and evil things for a greater good, you know? And they agreed, yeah, that's why they don't hate Kyubey anymore. Then they said their best girl chart, so if you want to check that out on my last Mahou Shoujo Isekai Kaku review, go check out their list in the comments. And yeah, I was saying Nemarine lives on forever as best girl. And also, I am going to make a video, for those of you that don't know, when Mahou Shoujo Isekai Kaku ends, I will be making a separate video on it where I'm going to do my least to most favorite girls from the series. So that, I think, will be a fun video to do. But I'm not going to do it until the anime ends, of course. Chelk, or Cheek, again, I always struggle. I don't know how to pronounce your name. But they put the quote from Yuri, if I spare this man in front of me right now, he will return someday as my greatest enemy. And they said, does this mean, or Karaka the Slayer in charge of killing the head of the Ha family confirmed? And that, I love you brought that up. That would be badass. I really love that. Joe Wingman said, SIU's art, my god, the nuclear punch panel looked incredible. Also want to point out that Bomb is sure he's seen or met Karaka already. And yeah, that was crazy. I loved the art. The art was so good this week. And I hope we get some more hints between Bomb and Karaka. I would like that as well. My favorite art this chapter was Evan absorbing that one attack. So cool. Paul1991 who says, it's been a while since I've commented, but this week's chapter was lit, son. And I was like, yeah, fire, fam. And also, good to see you again. I always like to see you guys. I don't want you to make you guys feel like you have to comment, but I love talking with you guys in the comments and going back and forth. And like I said, I try to remember every single one of your names. Try to remember what you've commented in the past. So I try to really. I think we're 5 away from 300 of you now. And I'm really trying to still keep a sense of community with each and every one of you that I can. So they said, good to see you too. Keep up the awesome work. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. And it really means a lot, especially coming from these guys, because we have guys commenting like almost every week that have been commenting since like earlier this year when I had like 15 subs. I think I had like 15 to 19 subs when Noah.0a/C24 started commenting. They still comment. It just really warms my heart to still see you guys and still get to talk with you guys. Gal Anonym again said, good setting for everything that comes soon, and actual techniques from Yuri. That's what I like to see. Also, the miniature Sons of Karaka are epic. The art is great too, and Evan stole that chapter MVP. And yes, Evan is such a badass. I forgot that he was like top 100 kind of strong. And I said the same thing. He stole the chapter for me. And then they also responded, it makes you realize that we don't even grasp the amount of power that rankers of this tier have. Like people like Urich or Liroro didn't show everything he had and got me interested years ago. I love seeing some of the rankers and some of their abilities. And Evan is just freaking god tier for me now. Evan for new King of the Tower. Gaming Wolf said about the latest Walking Dead episode, it was a good episode. I'm hyped to see Daryl at Alexandria and to see how Rick reacts to Daryl after the Lucille scene. And yeah, I'm really excited. It's going to be a 90-minute episode this weekend, so I am really pumped to see what we actually do with the Alexandria side of stuff. I'm just really hyped. I was hoping we'd get to see the Hilltop sooner, and it doesn't look like we're going to until next weekend. But either way, it's still cool. It's whatever. And then Yodazuya White Pepper said, we're on Easy Street. Bro, that's a catchy tune. And yeah, I've had it on the background like so much. Even this morning, one of my friends just messaged me after these election results and was like, we're on Easy Street. Yeah, we're on Easy Street and it feels so sweet. Life is but a treat when you're on Easy Street. And I was like, yeah, we're breaking out the good champagne, sitting pretty on the gravy train. And when we sing, every sweet refrain repeats right here on Easy Street. Oh my gosh. How do I even have the words memorized by now? This is hell. Okay, so then Anime Watcher said, I see that the nuclear punch is what Yuri likes to spam, but I hope the technique doesn't end up like the Rasengan that gets used all the time in Naruto. Whether you love Tower of God or hate it, you gotta admit the new clothes SIU draws on the character... you gotta admire the new clothes that SIU draws on the characters every once in a while. I'd go insane if I had to come up with new ideas for clothes like every 30 chapters or so. And do you think Yiwa's statement to press on despite her being injured might be hinting at a death flag? I hope not, but what if Karaka ends up killing Yiwa and that would push Bomb on a rampant desire to kill Karaka for his murder of one of his dear friends? And I respect authors as a whole. Like, I know Oda does it for One Piece. The authors who, like, realistically, who carry on these long-term series, and yet every arc or, like, every change of a day, when it seems like they would change clothes, the author changes all the characters' clothes. I really respect that. Also, I think Hiwa's safe. I think the death flags are more for Danwa, if anyone, because Danwa gave a speech to Yiwa earlier the arc about being a knight who'd protect women, and that's why he was going to save Yura. So if anybody from Bomb's team dies, I would see Karaka sacrificing himself to save Yiwa. And also, I don't even know why I said this. Oh yeah, I think I said again that Yuri and Evan may stay back to hold off Karaka while Team Bomb leaves on the train, and that way we get Bomb away from the Rankers again, back to where it's more dangerous. Yakeem Gamble said maybe Karaka's identity possibly can be revealed if we get more hints of Bomb seeing him somewhere. Of course, it's an assumption. I think that SIU is going to tease us a little bit more. I'm not sure we're going to see Karaka's identity quite yet, but maybe. I mean, it's always a possibility with SIU. So I'm pretty interested. I think we're going to get a lot more hints and information, but I'm not sure if we'll get the full identity. Venersis said, lol, poor Evan. Nobody pays attention to him. Karaka might still have something up his sleeve, but we'll see next Monday. Yuri might end up not going with bombs so that the groups put at more risk. And yeah, like I said, that would be honestly kind of ideal for me, because I think the story would be a lot more interesting with Bomb's group at more risk without Yuri there. And also Evan, fire. I love Evan. And then Kulfu, the last one of this week, Kulfu270 said, speaking of Beta, when I first read the name Hunt Station, I thought Beta would hunt a name for himself and be a regular, but I guess that's not going to happen now. And yeah, that's a good point. Beta could have done that, and they've still never explained why Beta is in that lighthouse. I've still not been able to figure that out myself. So that is another thing. I still want to know why Beta's in that lighthouse. And that's it for this week's. So yeah, it for all these questions. I really hope you enjoyed. Also, I forgot to mention at the beginning, the 250 sub special. We're almost at 300, but we hit 250 last week, I guess, maybe. But 250 sub special, I have most of it written and we'll be posting it maybe tomorrow, I think. So yeah, it's going to be up pretty soon, sooner rather than later, I'd say. So yeah, look forward to that, and that's about it. So thank you for watching. Like if you did like the video, comment down there. Tell me anything you want to ask. I'm cool with it. Anything you want to say about any of my answers here, just anything. I love discussing stuff with you guys, and I'm really interested. Nothing's off limits with me, really. Actually, I don't know. I guess some stuff might have to be off limits. If I saw something and I was like, whoa, I cannot put that in a video, then maybe. But yeah, pretty much nothing's off limits. So anything you want to talk about, anything, I'm cool with it. Also, sub for any of the stuff we talked about here, The Walking Dead, Tower of God, Mahou Shoujo HaQ&A, Haku, any of that, and a bunch more. Check out the channel, sub if you want, if this is the first video of mine you're seeing for whatever reason. And I guess follow on Twitter if you want, and I'll try to keep you updated there on stuff for the channel. And I guess that's it. So, thank you one last time for watching, and I'll see you all next time.